Stewart. That's Ryan Stewart. Iksan tries to pick up the second ball. Ryan Stewart has a second chance. Shah Shahiran. All dainty touches. Looked offside there, Shah, indeed he was. But there's a free kick being given for the foul on Shah Shahiran. Indeed, no, it's been reversed. The offside decision has taken precedence over the free kick for Singapore. Hamza and Harris Stewart. He's taken the most advanced position with Kyoga Nakamura playing on the left side as Adam Abdullah immediately involved. Lost his first battle there against Fahamadul. Fahamadul Islam, another youngster brought in by Javier Cabrera, the 19-year-old. Plays in the 4th level in the Italian league for Olbia. International football truly is an international sport these days. Spread from far and wide. Shakil Topu down to Sohorana. Seems like he's been around there for an awful long time for the Bashundura midfielder. And the first touch for Iswan. In some ways this is a dead rubber. In some ways this is a celebration for Singapore. But for Gavin Lee and co, it really is a learning experience. Plenty of games with the two respective ASEAN competitions looming for him to have a look at some of his players before the Asian Cup in Saudi next year. But next year will come along very, very quickly. A chance for Glenn Quay in particular to maybe establish himself. Shah Lamwara, a suspended absentee for Singapore. That's why he's not in the starting 11. Nur Adam. Harris knocked off the ball. Morselin's touch. Shah just gets a little nick in. Referee happy with that, and Harris Stewart was looking for Iksan. Plenty of energy in there. Hamza Chowdhury plays his football for Leicester, who are having a difficult time in the Championship in England, as Iksan barnstorms his way through. He's a big, powerful boy, is Iksan Fandi. Good news for Singapore is Ilan is back playing fairly regularly for Port, although he's struggling to get into the starting 11. And Ilan is back getting games for Buriram after an injury. He's on the bench today. First corner, 5 minutes in. Harris Stewart really doesn't care about the reputations of players he's involved with. He knows he's got to be physical. Irfan and Safwan also looking to get some pressure on the ball. It breaks to Safwan. Decent crossing, gathered by Mittelmama. Deka Alahani, goalkeeper. Another youngster, just 22. Javier Cabrera really is just trying to build a team. And in many ways, their points total in this Asian Cup qualifying campaign doesn't really represent how they played. And there's Hamza. Snowdudin. Soho. Shakil Topu. Finishborn Tariq. to Saad. Well, 27 is a real veteran. That's good play by Fahamadou. Decent ball in, and Ryan Stewart does well. Puts it out for a first corner. Now Adam Abdullah's had a couple of difficult moments, it must be said, over on that right-hand side against Fahamadou Islam. Good ball in. That's to question. And Ryan Stewart decides safety first. Irfan on Hamza. Singapore man for man. It's called in and put clear by Shah Shahiran. Not the best ball played out. Iksan runs into Sohail Rana and then gives the ball away rather carelessly. The way back to their goalkeeper to start possession off again. 2-1 to Singapore when they played in Dhaka. Since then, of course, a new coach. This is his first match as the official man in charge. He's had 6 as interim coach, but an 18-month contract handed out to him in November. Means that Gavin will be leading Singapore all the way to Saudi. Irfan, a little bit too far ahead of Harris Stewart. Zayan down the line. This is Faisal Fahim. Faisal. Decent ball over the top. And again, it asks the question of Noor Adam. They could well be playing on the left back. He's winning his 11th cap as the Lion City sailor. Pressure there from Glenn Quair, forcing the error. Really am curious about how Gavin is playing this. It's effectively a 4-4-2 when defending. Shah. And Safwan. Safwan under pressure from Hamza Chowdhury. Now Adam, little dink over the top. It's not the worst ball. Belted clear by Tariq Kazi. 25-year-old. He's a free agent at the moment. He was with the Bashundora Kings, the current league leaders in the Bangladesh League. Safwan goes a little bit more route one, and then wins the header, but it's comfortable enough for Shamit. Nice turn, and Irfan to his brother Iksan. Flag has stayed down. Iksan gets the ball across, but it's over the top of Harris. Zayn Ahmed on to Hamza, who's incurred the wrath of the Singapore fans somehow. Hamza Chowdhury. Harris that time doing the closing down. Mittal clears left-footed. Ryan found his brother. Under Shah, but helped out by Ryan. Into Shah Shahrian, who offers his apologies. Saffron can find Noor Adam. Plenty of possession for Singapore in this opening little spell. Lovely idea, just to curl it into Harris. Shah sees these passes. Can be so delicate. Had a couple of assists in the AFC Champions League match a couple of weeks ago. 2 delicious assists for Tampines goals. As against Bangkok United, Tampines going out. Iswan comfortable with both left and right foot, always being good with the ball at his feet. Iswan Mahmood, very much the #1 for Singapore. Saduddin. Sahil Rana. He's got the experience at 31 years of age. Just sits in there, lets Hamza do all his running. Hamza's happy to do that. Tariq out wide. Side once again. Young ball over the top once again. They're trying to play on the left back. They know that Mohammed Islam has given Noor Adam a couple of difficult moments. And there's another one for the Lion City Sailors left back. Helped out by Kyoga Nakamura. There was a stud left in there. So Hamadol is down on the floor, but Singapore are coming forward through Ryan Stewart, but he took his time, took too much time. And this comes the other way, Fahim. Move on the far side. Islam is still down on the floor. Just getting up now as Hamza Chowdhury finds Fahim. There's an arrogance about Hamza. In a good way. Breeds confidence in the rest of his team. Oh, lovely ball round the corner. Mohammed Islam once again. Saduddin measures the cross. And coming in from a late position. And that was a shot. Another free agent just at the moment. Just coming behind him, an awkward one for Shamit. On the bench, it's very much an ex-Tampines crew, isn't it? As Islam refuses to panic. Neither does Irfan. Mustafik and Noor Rahman joining Gavin Lee on the coaching bench. Hamza again, good selection. Shamit puts the shot away, and Adam hoiks it clear. Singapore with the bulk of the possession in the opening 12 minutes or so, but right back into it. Irfan's header. Clearance completed by Harris. And then on to the referee from Kyoga Nakamura. That'll be a drop ball in favour of Singapore. As we say, this is part of the preparations for Saudi. The ASEAN Championship is coming up as well. Bangladesh, although Sim's done quite a thing. Glenquer ducks into his man. Sadudin wanted the free kick, Saad. Match is being played elsewhere in the Asia Cup qualifiers. Myanmar beating Pakistan by 2-1 in a Pakistan home match. Sri Lanka lead Chinese Taipei 3-1. Timor-Leste leading 1-0 in the Maldives. Vietnam leading Malaysia by 1-0 early on. Nepal 0, Laos 0. And here, of course, goalless. Also playing later on tonight, Thailand versus Turkmenistan in a winner-takes-all, and India versus Hong Kong also in this group, and also a winner-takes-all, Tajikistan versus Philippines. Here's Harris, just trying to push out a little bit wide to find a little bit of space. Irfan. Getting the best of balls in there by Shah. Harris will chase forward. There was a stud showing there. Harris not particularly impressed by the challenge that came in. Omar Shakil. Nakamura's done well. Stewart breaks to Harris. Into Hamza. There to the box is Shah Shahidan. Closed down very, very quickly. Now Adam scoops it out wide, looks for Glenn. Glenquer's done well. Chance to run at his fullback. Kyogo Nakamura, not quite on the same wavelength, the former Tampines colleagues. The chances, lovely little touch by Kyogo. And then the first shot is blocked by Hamza. And Shah just couldn't get it under control quickly enough in the second shot. Harris in quickly, looks for Iksan Fandi. Iksan! Plenty of power. Solid save from Mittal Mama. No doubt in his mind he was going to take this challenge on. Sahorana finds Hamza once again. On the corner is Tariq Kazi. Safwan, he won the challenge. Irfan just helped it into the corner, and Adam did really well just to put his body in between for Hamidul Islam and the ball. Ben Abraham, new face for me from the refereeing stakes. Good experience for the Australian crew as well. Harris Stewart. Been a regular starter for Uthai Thani. Mid-table in the top flight in Thailand, as that's played in by Ryan Stewart and just poured away. Not convincingly by Mittal. Decent cross coming in from Ryan. And Harris just does enough to win the ball back. Kyogo Nakamura Slides it through. Glenquer. Iksan just didn't get it right, but the flag is up for offside against Glenquer over on the far side. Iksan will be relieved, although we'd still like to have hit the back of the net with the header. But he keeps getting in these positions, does Iksan Fandi. Good goal by the assistants on this side. It's a decent cross in by Glenn, just clips it up. This is the earlier ball in. Again, Iksan can be a target man. He's good in the air, he's got pace, and can hold the ball up. Most forwards only have one of those attributes. Hamza, happy to go wide to Tariq. Second corner of the game won by Bangladesh. And from Fandi. Sheikh Muslim plays his football domestically in Dhaka. It's over to take the corner. And Tariq Kazi. Saudi didn't make their way forward. Neither what you call giants, but the Finnish born Tariq has given himself a couple of international goals. Hamza has helped himself to 4 in just 8 internationals. Soho. Nice movement. Doesn't quite come off, but there's plenty of creativity there from Bangladesh. Clearly been worked on that in the training ground. And a lovely spin and turn. Hamza was available on the far post. Now Adam did just enough. And Nakamura's in. Soho-Rana. Long range. Need to be very good to beat. Islam Mahmoud from that range. One goal in 79 internationals. I think we have one reason why that might be. Free kick goes against Glenquer. Bangladesh have got themselves really back into this as a contest. It looked very good for Singapore for the first 10 minutes. It's been a lot more even since then. Fahim. They've got plenty of height in the heart of the defence, Singapore. And they look for Ryan Stewart as that just eased out of play. Soho-Rana. Harris rather isolated at full back, but he's won a corner. That's really good play by the Kanchanaburi defender. This will be the third corner of the first half for Singapore. Nakamura got plenty of targets. Safwan just trying to release himself. Let's get to the back post, and there is Safwan Bahrudin. Floated it back over the goal, but he was picked out. Nakamura taken out. That's a foul. That's the definition indeed of a foul. Nakamura just trying to get the better of Sadudin. Another Bashandora contingent. Stewart down the line trying to pick out his brother. Ryan, the fullback, is a year older than Harris. Both are playing their football in Thailand. So Harana once again just neat and tidy in possession. Hamza. Ooh, he's got away with one there. Looks like he pulled Shaharan back and he's made the most of it as well. Poor first touch from Hamadul. Hamza. Stewart. And Harris. Good battle, plenty of physical confrontations going on there. It is a good test for Singapore, this. Nakamura just leaves his man for Hamadul once again. Has found a ball played into Morsalim. Here's Iksam. And Stewart. Too far ahead of Harris Harron. Maybe on his debut he might have chased that Harris. Now he just reverts back into a central midfield position. That's clever from Glenn. Sadudin offers his apologies, got there as quick as he could, but surely that's going to be a yellow card. He's very late. To his credit, he pulls out, but I haven't seen a card produced there by referee Ben Abraham. Shot. Kyoga Nakamura closed down very, very quickly. Morsalim. Long way out, there was support coming, you can see over on this near side. Faisal Ibrahim getting the shot away. Faisal Fahim getting the shot away. Jimmy Cherno was saying, let's just play the ball into me. Just edging away from that left-hand side for the first time. So Harana. Irfan drives forward, looks for Glenn. Glenn's first touch is a good one. Glenn Quay straight to the keeper. Iksan's there and then put in by Harris. Harris Stewart gives Singapore the lead in the 31st minute. Irfan Fandi doing all the work, breaking through from the back. Lovely pass, releasing Glenn Quay. Glenn's powerful shot parried, but only as close as Harris Stewart for his first international goal. Does really well. Ikshan's in support. It goes beyond Ikshan, and the Harris is there just to put it into the corner. Nice, cool finish. Decent first save, but it goes into a dangerous area. And in his 15th appearance, it's international goals now for Harry Stewart. And Singapore have the lead. Adam Abdullah's improved after a shaky start as well. Now, all very encouraging for Singapore. Kazi finds Hamza. Nice little flick through. And Safwan is over expertly. He also gets the goal kick. Ahmadul Islam doesn't like it, but Safwan positions himself so well. His reading of the game is a real plus point at both domestic and international level. Glenn feeling the effects of one or two strong challenges that have come in from Sardouddin. As well. Let's see what Bangladesh have got in response. Being competitive, certainly. Abel Cabrera was saying that if they can get through the first half, they'll have faith in his team. They do score an awful lot of late goals. And they did in their Asian Cup qualifying campaign so far. Hamza. Big challenge in from Kyogo Nakamura. The referee belatedly has given the free kick. I don't think Nakamura's got anything he can really complain about. Ahmadul Islam left in a crumpled heap on the floor. He's been busy down that right-hand side. Great to see the stands full at the National Stadium. It's not a full house, but it's 30,000 or so expected. Anju Chowdhury was the target. He's wonderful to have as the leader, but he does seem to be the main man. Quiet game so far for Iswan Mabud. Shah. Shah Shahan just helps it forward. The best ball played in. Morsalin. Interception comes in from Safwan. Once again has been outstanding. On the line is Zain Ahmad. Iksam was blocked off. Rather expertly, this must be said, by Shakil Topu. Sohail. Chamachume has not really had an influence, expecting more from the Canadian. He's on the ball now, Shamit. Saduddin goes down the line. And cover that time from Shah Shahidan. Well, they will have done their homework. I know that there is a long throw expert in Saduddin. Doesn't quite get it into the penalty spot, but he can certainly hit the front of the 6-yard box. And of course he goes short. Has a second chance. Saduddin, that's easily cleared by Harris. He comes straight back again though, and anything from 30-35 metres has to be special to beat his one. And that was not special from Fahamadov. Shah nearly caught in possession, indeed he was. He's got away with one there. Irfan, he hasn't. Fahim, big chance from Ursuline, and oh, that's going to be a penalty. Oh, referee says no to a penalty as Fahim went over the challenge from Safwan Baroudin. No VAR, so that will not be reversed. Bangladesh can get themselves very, very unlucky. That one is a foul. And Bangladesh, the Bengal Tigers, will not be happy. Have a look at this. Ursuline shot. Safwan is there and he just jumps into Faisal Fahim. Well, the referee was blocked off by 2 players. And perhaps the fact it wasn't a foot or a leg or a lunge, but the upper body that Safwan put into the way of Fahim has brought Singapore a real stroke of fortune. Bangladeshis in the crowd making a rare old racket as Bangladesh through Hamza Chowdhury prepared for this free kick. He's just shifted the ball a metre or so. And Hamza slides it in. Brilliant, brilliant clearance that by Irfan. Helped back in. Safwan. No real communications. That slides wide from Saduddin. But that first header from Irfan. And he clattered the ball and his own man, Shah Sahiran. How about that? It's when the second ball comes in, actually, I think that Shah gets a knock from his own player. Ooh, it took a deflection there as well. Here's one. Belts it clear. 5 minutes till half-time. Singapore 1, Bangladesh 0. Asian Cup qualifier. Singapore unbeaten. Ryan Stewart. Harris Stewart with the only goal for the Lions of Singapore. No, Adam. Natural left-footed player. Shah Shahiran has filled in at left-back in previous matches. Big Sam. Oh, if he'd have left that might have run on for Harris. But he didn't, and it didn't. Spanish coach Javier Cabrera. Harris has done well. Here's Iksan. Hamza scraps, wins the ball back. And then Shah does the same for Singapore. Glenn Quayle. Nakamura goes outside of him. Glenn takes on his man and eventually finds Kyogo Nakamura. Advantage played, looking for Iksan. A little bit too close to the goalkeeper. First time we've seen Nakamura get free with that splendid left foot on that left-hand side. In the meantime, there's been an incident. Actually not, from when Glenn was able to release the ball to Kyogo Nakamura. This one will need some treatment. Oh, ouch. Smart ribbing. Well, in VAR world, they'd maybe look at that. Good atmosphere. And a change required, I think, Glenn Quayle. He's going to need to come off Ilan Fandi, so all three Fandi boys on the pitch at the same time in just a moment. And there's your goal scorer. It's a brothers' club, isn't it? And here is the goal. Glenn Quayle involved in that. Keeper only half cleared and just stabbed in from 7 yards. In years to come, it'll be a 30-yard screamer into the top corner. But it's a first international strike for the Uthai Thani player Harris Stewart. Not such a pleasing moment for Glenn Quayle, though. It's not good either for Singapore or for Tampines. Ilan can play in that left-sided role that Glenn has been operating on. Does that comfortably for Goram United, where he's had a precious few starts. So Ilan Fandi comes on for Glenn Quayle. We hope that's not a serious injury. Little team working hard on that, and it's a throw-in for Singapore. For Ilan. 24th international appearance. 5 goals in those. He's the youngest of the trio at 23. And of course, another of the Thai contingent. Once upon it was the Thais who came down to Singapore to apply their trade. Now, so many of the Singaporeans go up to Thailand. Topu. Zayan. Topu. Just a little bit too much on that for Morcelin. He's on Dink's little nine up to Harris. Slows down very quickly, but has the strength to be able to hold on to the ball, and then Ilham loses his first physical confrontation. And this is Fossel Fahim, who takes his eye off the ball at the wrong time. Maybe still wondering about that penalty appeal for Bangladesh. This correspondent thinks they were very unfortunate not to get. Going to be the first yellow card of the game, and it's going again against the record holder, the Singapore record caps holder. And again, I don't think Harris Harron can complain too much about that one. He is very, very late on Zayn Ahmed. So yellow card for Harris Harron. Ben Abraham has been very patient, I've got to say. That one is a yellow card. He's done well. Half-time whistle goes. Singapore, courtesy of first international goal for Harris Stewart. Lead by a goal to nil. Gavin Lee can be happy with his team. They've defended stoutly. They've matched the physicality of Bangladesh. And no real shots on goal against Iswan Mahmood. A yellow card for the man making his 147th international start, Harris Harron. And maybe a penalty should have been awarded for Fossel Fahim. But Ben Abraham said no. So Singapore have a clean sheet to celebrate at half-time at the National Stadium in Singapore. It is Singapore leading this Asian Cup qualifier by 1 goal to nil. Half-time highlights of Singapore versus Bangladesh. Singapore already celebrating the fact they'll be in Saudi Arabia. But difficult task against the Bangladesh side, who haven't quite had the results to match their performances so far. This header coming in from Shamit Sharma. The earliest first chance for the visitors, who have been roared on by a sizable contingent in the National Stadium. Singapore, though, they got their first shot on target. Iksan Fandi, whose energy personified, just getting on the end of a ball in from Harris Harron. Decent save from Mittal Mama. Plenty of power in the shot. Mittal couldn't hold on to that. And that would be a theme for Mittal. Irfan Fandi starting a break that led to the goal. Finds Glenn Quer. And Glenn drives towards goal. Strikes straight at the goalkeeper, who can't hold on to it. And breaks to Harris Stewart to score his first international goal for Singapore. And they'll be cheering that in the valleys of Wales, because his father is Welsh, but the heart very much belongs to Singapore. Good work from Glenn, good work from Irfan. It didn't break for Iksan, but Harris following up in this right forward position that he's got. He's been getting forward an awful lot as Harris Stewart. That's just reward for getting bodies into the penalty area, and also from the initial break by Irfan Fandi. So 1-0 to Singapore, and probably deserved at that stage. And the first goal to celebrate for Harris. And that indeed was the only goal of the first half. Singapore looking to complete an unbeaten record in these Asian Cup qualifiers. We'll be back for the second half in just a few minutes' time, but at half-time at the National Stadium, it is the Singapore Lions leading the Bangladesh Bengal Tigers by 1-0.
I managed to get 66. What about you guys? Let me see you shake it. Let me see you shake it. Get those hands going. Shake. Come on, Singapore. You can shake that too. Take that. Alrighty, guys. Hopefully you guys managed to back as many coins as possible. Once again, we'd like to say a big thank you to Shopee for bringing us this. Gentlemen, now presenting your halftime show. Let's make some noise for